Hey everyone, welcome back to another session, Yoga Asanas. Today's class, the focus will be, at least physically, will be around strengthening a lot of muscles along the back, as well as the core, to help us carry out our daily activities and even resting states with good posture along the back and the spine. So today we'll start in a comfortable seat, cross-legged, or any way that is comfortable for you to sit with a nice lengthened spine, good posture without hunching. So perhaps find a bolster or a block to help you raise the hips if you have trouble keeping your knees open, as well as an erect spine to help with your breath and posturing. And when you've come to a seat, close your eyes and start to bring your attention inward, letting the thoughts of the day wash away and bring your attention inward to the breath. At first, just witnessing its natural rhythm, some of the sensations associated with it. And start to exercise a little more control over the breath. Being conscious of the three parts breath we've talked about before, where you can first expand through the abdominal region, and then the chest, and then all the way up into the throat. And when you exhale, you can feel it reversing in an opposite cascade. Throat, chest, abdomen. And carry on for a few cycles of breath. Slowing down and enhancing the depth and quality of each breath. Feeling fully within comfort each of those areas of the body. Abdomen, chest, throat. So scanning and being conscious of any restriction you feel. And at the end of the practice, you can come back and scan again and see if you made any progress in releasing some of those areas for a deeper and calmer quality of breath. And now we'll come into an alternate nostril breathing to continue our mindfulness of breath, to carry it into the rest of the practice. So bring your pointer finger and middle finger between the eyebrows. Thumb with your right hand. Your right thumb will be being used to close on and off the right nostril. And your pinky finger and or ring finger will be used to on and off close the left nostril. And I'll help us through the first round, and then we'll carry on your rounds at your own pace of internal counting. We'll start with cycles of a 4 count, which you can increase or decrease based on your ability. Start by closing the right nostril and inhale through the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold at the top, close both nostrils. 4, 3, 2, 1. Open the right nostril and exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the bottom. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale through the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Retain at the top. 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale through the left. 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's one round, and now carry on at your own pace of internal counting. And if it's comfortable, you can also increase your inhale retention and exhale retention to double the inhales. And we'll carry on for a few more rounds in silence. Whenever you've finished your last cycle of exhaling through the left nostril, you can rest your hand down and let your breath relax back just to its natural rhythm, no control. Again, scanning whether to see if even just that simple exercise. Start it to deepen and enhance its quality. And with mindfulness of breath for the rest of practice, gently open the eyes as we come in to the asanas. Now bring the soles of your feet together. Hug the feet in towards the hips into butterfly and start to flap the wings of the butterfly, starting to warm up the knees and also open up the groin. Again, try to keep from punching the spine here. Keep the chest open. And gently let the knees settle back to neutral. Bring the legs out straight. Support yourself with your palms on the ground. And start to rotate both feet together in one direction. And in the other direction. Slowly exploring the range of motion in your ankle joints. Press back to neutral. And on an inhale, bring the toes towards you and flex out through the ankles. And also activate your leg muscles, your quadriceps, muscles along the shin. And on your exhale, extend through the toes, pointing out. And inhale, flex through the heels, toes towards you. Activate your leg muscles. Exhale, extend. And continue a few more rounds, inhaling the toes towards you, exhaling away. Trying to extend on your exhale, almost to that point where your arches want to cramp a bit, but just stopping before that so you get the full extension. And now rest your feet back to neutral. Bring your arms out straight in front of you and start to rotate your wrists one direction. Your forearms will move a little, but try to isolate just your focus on the wrist joint. And in the other direction. And then open the fingers wide and close, wide, activate and close. And start slow and then gradually pick up speed of the opening and clenching, but as you pick up speed, still try to really open wide through each finger. Don't lose the form of activation. And continue increasing in speed until you start to feel a little healthy burn in the forearm muscles, getting a little strength as well as waking up the hands. And relax. Shake out your wrists. And come to lie on your back. Palms facing downward by your side so you can apply a little pressure, as we'll be doing some leg lifts, and you want your hands to be able to support your lower spine. And also, if you have a little weakness or are prone to some compression in your lumbar, your lower spine, you can put a pillow under your hips to raise your hips just slightly to give yourself a little support. And we'll begin with just leg lifts on one side. First, raising your right leg as close to in line with your hips as you can, but it's fine wherever you are. And back down. And again, up to perpendicular and down. Remembering a little gentle pressure in your hands to support your lower spine. Up and down. Up, down, up, and down. And now into the other side. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And now we'll try both legs, and you can try it once, and if it's too much, especially any discomfort in your lower spine, you can just continue with the one leg alternating between each side. But try it once first and see how it feels. When you're ready, both legs up and slowly down. You can either come to touch the ground or challenge yourself further by only just hovering so you never get a full break. Up, down, up, down. And we'll try for 10. 4, down, down, 6, down, 7, down, taking a rest if you ever need it, 8, down, 9, down, 10, and down. Rest your legs down. Rest for a moment. Interlace your fingers and reach long overhead. Reaching to release all the abdominal muscles and the lower back. Bring your hands back down to the sides. Start to make rotations with the legs, one side at a time. Bringing your right knee in towards the chest, and then out to the side, opening up through the groin and hip. exploring as wide as you can, that range of motion. And just continuing those circles. Knee in towards the chest, and then out to the side, and then straightening. It's the right leg down and same circles on the left side. Knee into the chest, open up the knee outward, and then slowly straighten through the leg. Press your left leg down. Rest again for a moment. Interlace the fingers and reach overhead. Release the lower back and stretch through the abdomen, the abdominal muscles. And exhale your hands back down to the side. Now bring both knees in to hover over the hips. And we'll start to make a bicycling motion. And based on the ability of your core strength, you can either be a little higher up in the air or challenge yourself further by being closer to the ground as you're a little more intense on the abs. Trying to fully lengthen through your bicycle kicks like you're high up on the seat. And then stop and reverse like you're rewinding a recording of yourself bicycling. And then slowly relax. Bring your knees up to hover just for a moment over the hips. And relax your feet down. Bring your feet up to the sides of the mat. And let your knees drop towards each other for a moment to relax. You can have your hands by your side still, or again reach overhead. You want to stretch out through the abdominal muscles again. And bring your hands back to your side. Shuffle your hips over to one side and use your elbows to support your soft arm. Bringing your feet out to one side. And coming into tabletop. Lengthen out through one leg and press out through the heel. Lengthen out through the other leg and press out through the heel. And then bring both legs straight into a plank. Spread your fingers wide so you can activate through all corners of your hand. And then press away into the mat with feet at hips width apart. Coming into the first down dog. And be fluid here, making any movements you want to open up the back of the legs and the arms and back. Rest for a moment for a few breaths into a static down dog. Lifting away into the hands. Release your chest a little further towards the mat and the navel. And then being able to release more of your weight into the lower half of the body and the heels. And releasing a little further toward the mat. Gaze forward. And start to tiptoe to the top of the mat into a forward fold. feet together or just slightly apart. Hanging heavy here for a moment. Keep your knees slightly bent. Give the hamstrings time to open up. On your next inhale, press into the shins or tip fingertips on the ground to extend through the spine. Exhale, release back into forward fold. And on your inhale, still hanging heavy with the arms, bend a little further into the knees and let yourself uncoil, stacking vertebra by vertebra till at the very last, your upper spine and neck uncoil. A tall, balanced hip flexor. Hands by the side. You're expanding your body again to first witness the breath and see if it's freed up a bit since the beginning of practice. As well as scanning the body for any changes you notice. And now gently reopen your eyes. Inhale, bend into the knees, bring the arms overhead. Exhale, stay long in your spine as you hinge from the hips and down into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot back. Drop the back knee into a low lunge. Roughly align your knee and heel in the front. And inhale the arms up next to the ears. And if your lower back is comfortable without compression, inhale further into a back bend from your thoracic region. And then from here, gently sink a little more weight forward to the front knee for a deeper opening in the groin. And breathe now. On your next exhale, hinge forward and frame your front foot and straighten through the back leg. Step back to plank and lower through chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Chest and belly to the ground and inhale up into cobra, activating your back muscles to lift first and then gently pressing in. Pulling the mat towards you to pull the chest forward, as well as hugging the elbows in, rolling the shoulders down and back. Hug the shoulder blades towards each other. Exhale back down, press up into plank, and away into downward dog. Gaze forward and work the right foot towards the top of the mat. Drop your left knee, coming into low lunge. Inhaling the arms up next to the ears. Slight back bend here from the thoracic region. Keeping your hip alignment there, so you're focusing your back bend on the thoracic region and not just moving the hips. And then sink a little further into the front knee if comfortable to increase the stretch along your groin and your psoas muscle. Still, pitch forward, frame your front foot, straighten the back leg, and then start to pulse back and forth until stepping up to meet your right foot in a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, bend into the knees, and inhale the arms up overhead. Slightly back bending here. And exhale to the heart center and down to the sides. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the left foot back, setting up for Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana. Align your heels, feet making a 90-degree angle, and try to align your front knee and ankle, and readjust your torso so it's over the midline and not neither back nor forward, and making a nice straight line between both arms. And when you found your alignment, you can gaze out over the front hand for a fixed point of gaze. And also remembering to perhaps activate your glutes a little bit so you can keep the groin open, and that'll help fight the urge for your front knee to cave in. You want to work towards having it aligned over the ankle or the heel. On your next inhale, slide your left arm down the back leg. Inhaling your right arm overhead to Proud Warrior. As you make this movement, just keep the alignment of your legs. Exhale, cartwheel your hands forward over the front foot. Step your right leg back into plank and lower through Chaturanga, straight up into Cobra, or you can also take upward facing dog here, straightening through the arms and having your hips hover. Activate your glutes a little bit to protect the lower spine. And again, being active here with the arms and hands, hugging a little back on the mat to pull the chest forward as well as not just up. Exhale back down to the ground or straight away into downward dog. Gaze forward. Work your left foot to the top of the mat and pivot your back foot coming up into Warrior 2. Remembering all your alignment for bring the arms up into a straight line, gazing out over the left hand, fixing your gaze and focus. And here, remember to also be active in your back leg, pressing out through the outer line of the foot and the heel. Full body activation. Next inhale, slide the right hand down the back leg, inhaling into Proud Warrior. Exhale, cartwheel forward. Frame your front foot and square your hips to the front and pulse back and forth until stepping your right foot up to meet the left in a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, bend into the knees and come all the way up with the arms at the top, making a slight back bend. Exhaling to the heart center. And releasing your hands down to the side. And reach the arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Stand, bend into the knees, placing your hands down. And find your way down onto your knees any way you can. Shuffle your knees back towards the back of the mat so you can have room to come into child's pose. Just for a moment, reaching along with the arms and releasing your forehead towards the ground. And a few rounds of deep inhales, feeling your upper back especially rise and fall with each inhale. Now press your hips up, roll forward, slowly bringing your belly and chest towards the ground. Now come onto your fingertips with your hands a little wider than you normally take Cobra, cupping your hands. And on an inhale, first activate your back muscles to lift your head and chest off the ground as high as you can, and then gently press into your hands, coming into a modified Cobra. And hug your elbows in a little bit here still so your shoulder blades are ready to open your chest. Exhale down. Inhale, activate your back, lift the chest, and then gently press up. Open the chest. Exhale down. Inhale, roll up, activating the back. Press up a little further. And exhale down. Inhale, using the back. Press up, open through the chest, hugging the shoulder blades towards. And exhale down. And last one. Inhale up. Just a little further. Exhale down. And rest for a moment in crocodile. Gazing out in one direction. Gazing back towards the ground. Interlace your fingers behind your back. And we'll set up for snake pose. Sarpasana. Where with each inhale we'll be extending the palms down and back to open the chest, and also lifting the chest off the ground as much as we can. And if that's not comfortable for your arms or hands, you can also just have your hands out to the side like you're skydiving. But if you can do this, as well as hugging the palms together, not just open, it will help open your chest and shoulders further. So interlace your fingers behind your back, and then draw the hands down along the spine towards the buttocks. And inhale, raise your chest and abdomen off the ground as much as you can. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale. And this rocking motion also gives you a nice little massage as you roll in and up. Massage your sternum. Inhale one last time. And we'll hold for a couple breaths. Rocking back and forth at the top. Resting when you need. exhale down, relax your arms and back into crocodile. And gaze out in the opposite direction this time. In crocodile, sleeping crocodile. Supta Maharasana. And now come back to center. This time your arms will be back still, but this time hovering, no clasp, as we come into locust pose, Shalabhasana. And you can do two different variations for this one. You can do the full variation where your chest and your legs are hovering, or if that is too much for you today, when we flow back and forth, you can practice on doing first just the chest, and then resting chin and chest, and then doing just the legs. That way you can do a variation of it, but still get activation of both parts of the back. So now when you're ready, whether you're doing the full variation or each half separately, we will begin with an inhale. Inhale, raise your chest and upper abdomen off the ground, simultaneously activating your glutes and all through the thigh muscles and leg muscles to lift your legs off the ground. Don't gaze too far forward. It's unnecessary compression on your upper spine. And exhale down. Try to stay relatively neutral in your upper spine so you're not cranking the neck. Exhale down. And we'll try for 6, so for those doing the variation can get at least 3 on each side. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale. And exhale. And this last bonus round, we'll inhale and hold for a few breaths. And challenge yourself until you need rest. Only finding the sweet time. Inhale up, chest and our legs. And hold, rocking at the top for a few breaths. And if you were doing the variation, you can just fold either half of your body, whichever you think needs the most work. Resting when you need it. I'll just hold a little longer in case others want to as well. And exhale. Relax back down into crocodile. This time, chin on your hands facing. Just enjoy the sweet sounds of nature. The gonna wander through those trees today and find a way to turn down the speakers. Now, place your hands back next to your chest. Your chest up and back onto your feet. Back into child's pose. Inhale here. Exhale, roll forward onto the hips, flexing your spine upward in cat. A neutral spine and arching a little the opposite way on your inhale, and then pressing back into child's pose. Exhale again, rolling the hips up and flexing the spine up towards the sky. Rolling to neutral on your inhale and then pulling the chest forward and open the hands and back. Child's pose. Exhale up. Starting to unwind and release the back muscles we worked. Keep continuing this flow at your own basic breath and body movement. Once you've come back down into child's pose again, rest for one more breath. Slide your hands back in, sit up, and then shuffle your feet out to one side and slowly make your way to lie on your back. Hugging your knees in and then rolling around or rocking back and forth, or perhaps finding some knots along your back to roll out. Just massage any part of your back or lower spine that you want to. Then rest your knees back to neutral, hovering over the hips. Hands out in a T to the side. Readjust your hips slightly back over to the right. And then using stability with a little support in your hands as well as your activation in your core, drop your knees over to the left for a spinal twist along the ground. And then if your neck is comfortable, you can gaze out towards the right hand. And gently you can help yourself into the twist with a little gentle pressure with your left hand on your right knee to release your right shoulder closer to the ground. Ideally, you don't want it hovering off the ground or too far off the ground, but it takes some time for that flexibility. And using support again in your core and arms, raise your knees back up Readjust your hips back to the center and then slightly over to the left. And then release your knees over to the right, gazing out towards the left hand. With your next exhale, supporting yourself, lift your knees back up to center, and we'll set up in Shavasana. But also feel free to make any last movements your body's craving before the final resting pose. Settling into a position you can hold for several minutes without fidgeting, but you can fully repose and relax from all the asana. Relax. 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 For this class, I'll just leave you in Shavasana after quite a bit of strengthening. This way you can relax as long as you feel seated. There'll be some benefits. Appreciate you practicing with me, and I wish you well for the day and for the week. May we all continue to spread goodness and calm and peaceful interactions with others and the natural world. Namaste.